Well, there you are again. Charlotte Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, before we start, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, it's in the description. There's a link to Zelle, or not a link to Zelle, but there's information about Zelle. If you want to support the channel. Also, I'm on Rumble. You can check me out over there on Rumble. And let's pray for Abby and Libby, the families, law enforcement, everybody. Spread the blessings. So yeah, today we're going to talk about KK, TK, and DNR. All right, so is this real? Again, it's just there's another info leaker. Somebody was in jail with him. This DNR guy supposedly was a cellmate of Keegan Klein, KK. And from what he says, Keegan Klein's just all strutting around and, oh yeah, telling everybody like what he did and how he's going to snitch and who did it. And so let's break down what DNR said. He said, just what that KK, Keegan, whatever it is, did catfish them. He went out there with Tony. He waited in the car. And then Tony came back, said, hey, you got to help me. So they went back and they staged the bodies and did all this other stuff. That's DNR's story. And he also said that Keegan was about to snitch on his dad. And is that even true? Is that just some cellmate kind of, there's just so many weird things about this case that I can't wrap my head around. And it just seems like weekly nowadays, it's just something coming out that really doesn't amount to much. And I hope and pray that something's about to happen. I mean, I hope that something, justice for these kids. And Tony Klein, yeah, he's got a rap sheet. Violence towards, again, preying on the innocent. He didn't ever, you don't hear about him. He's beat up some big dick. No, his stepson or something like that. And then he's got this good union job. How do you do that? How do you have a record and then you're working at like Chrysler Transmission or whatever? And it turns out there was a few people that have been arrested from that Chrysler area, like the people that work there for like CP and stuff, or doing weird stuff with kids, How does that happen? Is it because it's just a small town? Like, well, my daddy worked here and he got me the job. Is that what it is? It's just like nepotism, cronyism, favoritism? Because this is all about this case. From up to down, the mayor, the this and that, they're all this. It's putting a spotlight on how actually it's probably all around how these little towns, even big towns, where it's just all about who you know. And I'm so-and-so and he's my father and this and that. Evil. You don't think when you're in it, you don't think like, oh, nepotism. Even in the best, it's corruption. When you're holding everybody back so your family or your cousin, whatever, can get that's corruption, man. Are we ever going to be able to stop that? Probably not. Probably not. So yeah, this DNR was supposed to be cellmates with KK. He said some weird stuff. I watched this video and he's like, oh, he's feminine. And he rubs his nipples and that. What? Why isn't he protected? Wasn't Keegan Klein in like a friggin', like a protected unit with other freaks? Because that they're Indiana, man. What the hell's going on? In that little area there, don't they have like a protected, or no, they're just going to let him go and wander around and woo, and again, and if he's saying all this stuff, and there's like inmates spreading that, you can't use it in court, man. It's gonna be inadmissible. I think again, I had a Delphi video about inadmissible evidence. I think this is just chock full of inadmissible evidence because there was mistakes made and they lollygagged and this, that, and the other thing. And wouldn't so. We don't know how Abby and Libby were murdered. Keegan is saying that, yeah, he waited in the car. Then he also say he was the bridge guy. It's like a Rubik's Cube, a game of Clue. And that's what you do. There's something about that even intelligence work, that's what you do. You add all these little elements and characters so they can't really get to the truth. Occam's razor, which is probably the simplest explanation, is always the truth. We are so far away from that because all this stuff is the military base and the helicopter and the river and the cellmates and everything. It's like a potpourri of bullshit. I don't even know what to believe. I mean, what? Huh? Does anybody know? Does anybody believe any of this? It's hard for me to believe any of this. My gut goes off just like, oh man, this, you know. So yeah, he waited in a red Jeep. Did anybody see a red Jeep? Was there any more people there? If this is true, let's just say, you know, again, this is my humble opinion as well. Let's just say that Keegan is telling the truth. He catfished this, or was his father catfishing? Were both of them? Were both of them like, you know, oh, let's just. And again, if you're in that kind of world, it's progressive. You know, your creepy motives. You know, if you're doing like strange stuff like that, then it's gonna get, you know, it gets worse. And if you haven't done anything in a while, you might, oh, I got to, you know, was that what it was? Maybe mixed in with a little meth or something else. They were, who knows? Drugs. Obviously, KK was all about dope. And did he get hold of some bad meth? And that just kind of tipped him over the edge, led him to the danger zone. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, he's waiting in the Jeep. Tony Klein, TK, you know, goes and gets him, and then he does the crime. Then comes back and then brings. Are you kidding me? Nobody sees this. No blood on anybody. Nobody sees. What? Huh? Is that what people are falling for? Again, you know, I hope. I mean, I hate to say this, but I hope it is true that they can get him, just so get some justice. But I've said from the beginning, man, this is a layered crime. They were online selling files and stuff. And when you're doing that, it's the locals. You're going to find these on chat boards and stuff. You're not dealing with the people, you know, a little bit of that around the world. But man, we're talking about people around that area who are creeps, who are in powerful positions. They might not have did the crime, but they were buying and sharing those files. I guarantee it, man. If that's what you're into, that's what you're going to do. That's what I think is in my humble opinion, I think that's what's going on. Somebody did this crime, a few people, whoever it was, and then that popped off the Anthony Shots account, which is connected to all these other people. That's why they're covering for this, because they don't want it to go further up the pyramid. I guarantee that. I don't know who did the crime, but I guarantee there's people, there's some shady people. Yesterday I did the ex-mayor and his uncle. It don't get any, man, come on. His uncle's in prison. And why did they there's another thing about Keegan Klein. Why did they let him go over 3 years having all that bad stuff, walk around, just, hey, living his life after he's been pinched with multiple phones that have like hundreds, didn't they say, of videos and clips and this and that? Where do you think he got those from? His big lard ass, he ain't going over. Somebody filmed it and they sold it to him and then he sells it to other people. Huh? Then a person in my chat said, and this is true, I was looking into this, you can't be an observer. You got to get your hands dirty, just like in a gang, just like in the mafia, just like in any other of these secret societies. No, you can be, hey, no. So these people have to do these things to get to where they're, and again, it's a progressive, it's like a disease, it's like a growth. You're just not, you need even more crazy pervy stuff. What's up with the pervs around there? And they've arrested school teachers and this and that and the other. And again, where Tony worked, they arrested a dude for shit. They're probably working side by side. Hey, did you get that file I sent you? Oh, yeah, I loved it. How did Keegan be able to walk around for 3.5 years? Was it over 3 years? And they had it ready. They had all that information. The FBI knew. Everybody knew. No, just let him. How can that be? You might be thinking, oh, well, what they wanted to do was keep that file open, keep Keegan on a short leash. That way we can find out who else was using it. That don't make any sense. You're going to let somebody out there for 3 years after you've caught him with all that CP? You're not going to, are you shitting me? That's corruption right there. Right there. Somebody swoop in and be able to, no, I guess not. I mean, how far up does this go? That's a scary thing. Where are the House of Representatives around that area? Where's the senator? Where's the congressman? Like, oh, see, I'm Congressman so-and-so. I'm Senator so-and-so. I'm House Representative so-and-so. We're going to, no, there's no one doing, it's like, oh, okay, mosey on about your day. No, don't look under the carpet because there might be, it's just emerged in corruption. I don't know any ways to say they can say it's mistakes. Oh dang, we of course we called off the search, and of course we called off the bloodhounds, and of course we let him run free for over 3 years. But I mean, it's for the integrity of the case. We can't put it in a linear fashion and listen what they say. It doesn't make any sense. Isn't there some kind of oversight committee or something that could be like, I don't even know. Would you need the DOJ, like the Department of Justice, just to come in and, pardon me, look at everybody's computers and their clouds and whatever it is? It is a shit show. Or is this an operation, a sting? Is this intelligence work where you have to do certain things like that so you can connect these dots to people that are the Kokomo Boys Club or whatever the hell that is? I yesterday in my video, the ex-mayor and his uncle, someone commented that the judge that sentenced the uncle, the ex-mayor's uncle, is the one that was found in the barn with, a car fell on him. Oops, he was working on his car and it just fell and crushed him. That's suspicious, man. That is suspicious. Has anyone done a deep dive on that? You mean to tell me he had a car lifted up by himself? He was out there by himself in a barn working on something. Well, I'm going to work on my transmission, or I'm going to change the muffler, whatever he was doing. And it fell on him after he had just, that's what happened. Yeah. Uh-huh. That dog don't hunt, man. None of these dogs hunt. It's just the dumbest shit. I've never seen a case. I'm sorry, excuse my French, but hey, I clicked that button. It ain't for kids. Something ain't right. They're getting away with, murder. Covering up for other people that are probably not even directly connected to the murder, but they were sharing files. See, that's the thing I believe. Whoever committed this murder was also sharing files, okay? And they are connected to this ring of pervs. And this ring of pervs are powerful people. Just because you got some kind of power and a good paying job, so it doesn't mean that, hey, you'll do, I mean, come on. Just because you think someone's the mayor, the sheriff, and this, that, and the other, people are people, man. And also, if you got a little bit of power, you think, well, I can get around with that. I can, this, I'd say, I hope they are doing this thing. I hope it is. I honestly believe, I hope that they did take Keegan to a military base. And why would they not keep him there? And why would they let him, if this DNR guy, this cellmate guy, is telling the truth, if he's even a real guy, I don't know. Why would they let Keegan walking around and, oh, hey, and he said that he was getting like $100 a week on his books so he could like eat Cheetos and Skittles and Dr. Pepper. And literally, he's like, they say he's talking about the cake to everybody, like snitching out his father to everybody. And oh my God. And with that, can't use that in court, man. That's inadmissible if you're walking around. That's it, because you can't call in cellmates, prisoners, whatever, because they'll be a good defense attorney will eat them alive. You're a criminal. You're lying. For one, I don't think this will ever go to trial. Matter of fact, I don't think this will ever be solved. I just have a gut feeling like this is just going to go on. Again, they're going to kick the can down the road. Oh, hell, let's release a little bit. What should we release this time? Well, I don't know. Well, last time was that's just repeat. Well, I don't know. Frustrating. They have video, they have audio, and that doesn't seem like nothing now. That just is, oh, no, don't look at the, stare at his legs, and because we don't have anything. They're not telling us anything. They haven't leaked anything. That's another thing. I can't believe someone there won't do something to further this case down the road. Why did they wait that long to release the Anthony shots? What was it, like 4 or 5 years? And then like, oh yeah, that did well. Oh shit, we should have released that earlier. But why didn't you? You had it like right then and there. When it first happened, you could have done something. Well, no, we talked to so and so, and he told us not to. I mean, again, there's corruption. I don't know who it is. It is, they're pickled there. They're submerged like a pickle in like vinegar water. That's all they know. And people support these people. Like, you got to vote these people into power and this, that, and the other thing. What, do they have like Stockholm syndrome? Yeah, just tell me what to do. I know they say you're a murderer. Shit. The ex-mayor just said his uncle, who was in law enforcement, got caught doing this. Don't you think that they would like investigate the people around him, or at least get the mayor, like approach him, say like, look, man, yeah, things are tough. I know your uncle, whatever. You're either going to fire you or going to resign. Now, if you resign, we'll give you your whatever, and that'll be fine. None of that. I mean, he went off and got a better job in the district attorney's office. And the district attorney's office is the one that all the information and evidence have to go through them first. That is corruption. I don't care what you say, who's your POI, this, that, and the other. That is some bullshit. You can't do that. Obviously, they are. Is that what it is? It's so corrupt there. It's generational. That's what we do. See, we ain't gonna. These little towns, man, they'll pull up. Look how they went after Ron Logan just for like driving without a suspended license, or he had 4 DUI, whatever. They threw him in jail. They threw the book at him. They went after him. Yet on these other things, look what they did. Keegan Klein, they didn't do anything for 3.5. They didn't do shit. Went after an old man. Yet this young, puzzle-gutted fool, oh, go about your sharing your files, and okay, well, sad. It's a sad situation. Pray for Abby and Libby, man. Pray for their families. Can you imagine the frustration their families must be going through? Pray for law enforcement. Pray for KK, TK, DNR, everybody. The ex-mayor, the uncle, all of it. Spread the blessings. Also, like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, in the description, there's information for Zelle. And where are the couple that, don't you think the couple, if they have, well, we have an insider, why didn't they release this DNR stuff? Is it even true? Let's see. We can't use a name. Let's use initials. What should we use? DNR. Hey, I just don't believe. It's like crying wolf. It's happened so many times. You're just like, no, nuh-uh. There's in the DNR, the information in the video I watched, dude was like, he had notes. And he was saying like, oh, Keegan is feminine and short and rubbing his nipple. Are you kidding? He's walking around in a jail. Has jail changed that much? I mean, could you, huh? What cell block is he in? I mean, I don't get it. Is it even true? Why isn't he not in protective custody? Is that another mistake? I'll just put him in jail. No, we need to have him in protective custody because if he does talk and spread, that won't be able to. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Because this small town, these sheriffs, they've never dealt with anything like this, a sophisticated crime. Is that what it is? They just don't know shit from Shinola, and they're just like, well, we're just kind of making it up as we go. I mean, I grew up in a small town, and I know about small town corruption and this, that, and the other thing. And they were my grandfather back in the day, I was like a teenager, and I was helping clean, and I found like these like promotional items about like my grandfather for sheriff, like, or he like almost like he's the sheriff, new sheriff. And I was like, what is this? Oh, and they were just like, oh, back in the 50s or 60s, whatever, before you're born, they were going to let Willard be the sheriff. I was like, what do you mean? Don't you have to vote like that? Well, it was going to be his turn. Like he was a powerful guy in town. They was going to, it's your turn. And he changed his mind after they'd already made up I was like, what? His turn? Like, yeah, next time, Willard, you'll be sheriff. I mean, let's see. Well, then he was like, no, I don't want to deal with all you. He was saying like, yeah, I don't want them messing with me, calling me at night. That's what he was saying. I was like, what do you mean they're going to? So that's what happens in these small towns. And people think around there, well, he's so-and-so's boy. He couldn't be bad. Come on. Again, the only equate when you're using nepotism, favoritism, cronyism, it equals corruption. If someone who's never had any adversity, who's never had like a real job, who's given everything, no one's ever said no to them, they're going to be corrupt. I don't care how much money their family has and they're from a good family. No. While they go after everybody else, I guarantee you couldn't get away with anything in that small town. Driving around, they'll get you. Yet these other people are just, oh, it's fine. So if it's connected to certain things and we can't allow, they let Keegan Klein run free for over 3 years. Think about that. They had all that stuff back then and nope. Now, was it under the guise of, well, we'll let him, we don't want people to know he snitched or whatever. So we're going to use this account to see who else we can catch. Is that what they were doing? Then the FBI guy that was head of that, he got fired for, and then the first FBI guy is connected to another weird, strange, that first dude with the beard, the FBI guy on the first presser, he was connected to that one doctor that was doing crazy stuff to the Olympic girls, and he was covering for him. The FBI guy that was talking about on the Delphi case was already covering for, that's what he does. That's what he was doing. So you think he's going to be the most honest person? Be like, yep, we're on the case. Nope, see, I got to go. I got to cover for the Olympic teacher who's well, can't they bring other people in? Is that what it is? Is that why? Is this to say that Keegan went to the military base? Is that what it is? You need the military. You need intelligence. You need hey, man, after a certain level, everybody around there is corrupt. They're into this. They're into that. They're into blah, 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 blah. The whole system will fall. Is that what it's saying? Like slowly, we got to pick these people out, take them down slowly. Because if we do a big raid, for one, we don't have enough police. We'd have to get the military. I mean, I don't get it. And I don't know if I believe this KK, TK, DNR shit. Because it's just so weird. And why would this DNR guy be the only one? If he's like a cellmate, again, they switch cells, they do this, that. If Keegan, he said he's right, he's walking around prison like, oh, yeah, telling everybody what he's going to. I don't know. And there was something that the dude said. He said that, after, Tony went and did the murder, and then I helped him go stage the bodies, and we came back. That's when it really got creepy. What is he talking about? If that's true. Did Tony turn on him? Is Keegan a victim as well, as far as did he grow up in is Tony? Is this like a generational thing? Well, my daddy, his daddy, you know what I mean? That's kind of how that goes. And these people get the best jobs, and they're the this, and they're that, and they're on the city council, and they're blah, blah, blah. You can't get anything done. Generations of they don't want people to know this because, man, people would be out in the street rioting. They would literally most of us, whether you want to believe it or not, have been held down one way or another by these secret societies, whatever you want to call it. They ran the world. There's multiple ones of them. The higher up you get to another one. Higher up you get. That's how they control people. Their symbols will be their downfall, though. I mean, they got to have a badge on the city, sign. Welcome to so-and-so. And under that, they got all those badges of who they are and this, that. They want you to know in every town. All of them. You can understand this has only been going on since they put those since like the 50s or 60s. Now it's everywhere. You cannot do certain things. Most cops are in these little groups. Most everybody that's in, unless you're like a lollygagging fool, and some of those are because they're the son of so and so. Do we need like some kind of super sleuth? I don't know. I don't know. I don't see again something about KK and TK. I don't know. I know that they're creeps. I know that they were doing nefarious shit. I know the cops claim there was 2 people on those devices. That would make sense. It'd be KK and TK, whatever. But KK, say if he was like, doing his thing, his father knew the password. When he went to the shower, did his father just kind of take over and like, oh, hey, who set up that meeting? Who was talking to them that day? Were they changing files? Were they renting out that Anthony shots? Were they, again, they obviously were selling files and sharing files. Who are these people? They haven't told us. We don't know. Have they arrested any of those people? Are they about to do a big sting? Or is it just that, it's an election year and they're, see, we got to look busy and we got to, keep doing what we're doing, which is nothing except arresting people for petty crimes and going after these people that are like, just doing, they're not even selling drugs. You know what I mean? They're getting like DUI. I mean, they giving people tickets because the grass is too tall or something, hadn't mowed their garden. They're stupid. Again, why did they go after Ron Logan? I mean, threw the book at that old man. Yet Keegan at the same time, now mosey on about, go on, what were they doing? Over 3 years, they let Keegan just walk around, and they knew, by then they probably knew there was 2 people. And the FBI that, raided Tony's place, well, he's not even in the picture now because he got fired or whatever. And then he's got another job somewhere doing like security for a company. Like, how does that happen? And his picture, all these people, they just look like, again, I don't like to judge people, like, never judge a book by the cover, but come on. Come on, man. And they don't seem, again, there's an arrogance, a threat of arrogance through this case. Like, they're like, hey, there ain't nothing you can do. I don't care how much evidence you could have me on film doing it. Well, good luck with that. Shit. Will it ever be? Comment. Do you think this is some bullshit? Is this just more fodder for us to, when in reality, it's probably, again, Occam's razor, simpler than we think. They were sharing files. They had a fake account. They were selling it to people. And again, it's going to be locals. Yeah, you might have it's online. So you might have this, that, and the other, but you're going to be dealing with people around that town. The Kokomo Boys Club. What the fuck is that? Is that it's a group of criminals that like have job, I don't know. I've heard it before a few times, but I'm not really sure if they I don't know what to believe. This DNR guy, why don't he come forward? Why does it have to be like third hand? Well, he called me, then I wrote down these notes. Again, can you see the pattern here? Can't you see the pattern of this? And they're not even that good at it, Taylor. Obviously, they're pretty good because it had been solved, but man, it's not. Where are anybody? Where are, again, House of Representative? Where's the senator? Where's the congressman? Congresswoman? Who knows? Where are they? Have they spoke up? Have they mentioned? Why don't they do pressers? Why isn't the public doing like every 6 months, just like getting? I don't know. Seems like people are scared around there. Like there's like, damn, they're like an under an umbrella of like corruption, and they just don't want to be. And people has anybody did an interview with anybody on that trail that day? Has anybody? And they all know each other. Flannel shirt guy, no so-and-so. And They all know their kids. And I mean, it's just like, we got to pray, man. We got to pray for Abby and Libby. We got to pray for their families, pray for law enforcement, pray for all these weird cast of characters that is involved in this case. It just doesn't make any sense unless it is what I'm saying. It's a crime within a crime. It's levels. The people that did the crime are connected because they're all pervs sharing these files. Now, granted, they didn't do the crime, but they're like, oh, damn, I've been getting my weirdo shit from so-and-so. I can't be, because once they pop this off, they'll go up for it and they'll find us all. Or do they know? Is it a big sting? And what's taking them so long? Years. In February, it'd be like 6 years. And everybody's still got their jobs. No one's been fired over this. No one's been, unless they're connected. Of course, the FBI, the two of those guys have gone because they were corrupted in whatever they were doing. Is it me? Comment below. What is going on? Do you believe the TK and the KK and the DNR? Shit, it sounds like, I don't know. I think something else is going on. I hope that they are on the right track. I hope they're doing like this. Well, the wheels of justice move slow because of this sting operation we're doing. It's a high level people that are involved. Well, we got to take some. Yeah, that's it. Is that what they're doing? Because those people could afford like big attorneys that know how to just. Again, I don't see this going to trial, and I don't think this will ever be solved. Kind of. I hope not, but we'll see. Yet I do this every day. Like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, it's in the description. I'm also on Rumble. I just joined Rumble. So if you're on Rumble, check it out. But I love y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. Be blessed. Cheers.